Hello guys, welcome back to John HT Gaming. Here I am trying to set up my Polish deck. This will be a pure Polish deck, and yeah, so let's get started. Now looking at logistics, right? I picked up my CV. I picked up this that is worth 135 points. This is the Topaz instead of the Scott. The Scott has some armor, and so does the Topaz. The difference is that the Topaz has some weapons. So for 5 points, I would recommend taking this over the completely weaponless Scott. Right, so this CV, FOB, and this transport. There are a lot of names, Polish names, which I'm not sure how to pronounce. So I'm not gonna try. But I guess you get the idea. All right, now infantry, I'm gonna get as usual the same. Get some AA, ATGMs. These are pretty standard. I usually go for the stuff which with very good APCs, and so the faggots with very good APCs should give them a bit more survivability. So I'm gonna go for this. Bring in 2 squads of this. Bring in some AA. That would be Strailers too, if I'm not wrong. The reason I like to give them better vehicles is because some vehicles have very good defenses. I would recommend the BWP1 instead of the others because it is much cheaper. I tend to go for a bit more price efficient kind of units. So I'm going to go for 1 more of these Strailer 2s, and the rest I'll be bringing the infantry. As usual, BWP1s. The difference is between the range of their conkers, but I'm not very confident how these APCs would stand up under a lot of fire. Well, I guess I could perhaps give them something better, but I tend to be reluctant because the price is different by 20, and 20 means I can bring another squad. So yeah, I'm gonna bring in some of these. Bring in a train and a hardened one. Now for support, gonna bring in AAs. These are the bread and butter. Alright, now this one over here, the Strailers, is uses infrared missiles, so they would not be taken out by anti-radar aircraft, where these uses radar missiles, so they would be taken out. I recommend bringing 1 of each and bring in this one over here. This one is more of like a multi-purpose. You can do a bit of everything. Not very good because of HE power of 1, but this one can contribute some anti-air as well. It is very lightly defended or almost undefended, but yeah, I think it may be worthwhile to pick it up. If we have not enough points, then we're gonna take this off. As usual, I'm not very keen in bringing in too much artillery, although this might make it worthwhile as well. Now tanks, I find the Polish tanks being a little light, as in the armor is very light, and the guns are not particularly fantastic. Right, so I'll recommend bringing the T-55's AM2. These guys have pretty decent armor, and they're cheap. You can only bring in 1. The T-72 series is not very appealing to me. The only reason I may consider them is because they have better armor of 12, as opposed to the T-55 series, which can be destroyed in 1 shot by very good ATGM squads. So I'm gonna bring in some T-72s. I'm gonna bring in this vehicle here, these T-72 Wilk, because it has decent AP power, a bit more decent kind of vehicle. It's expensive here, so I don't recommend bringing too much. This T-55 here, TO-55, uses napalm rounds, but I think if we have enough infantry. We should be able to fight it out in the forest and not rely too much on vehicles. Alright, so moving on. Let's get some recon. I like the BRDM 2. If you run out of funds or you don't have enough cash, then you might want to go for the BRDM 1. But I'll go for the slightly better ones. Here I'll go for a recon helicopter. And I'll bring in a fair bit of recon infantry. I like to bring in a group of good ones, trained and one hardened. So it gives me a bit more choice when I need it in battle. Now vehicles, definitely go for the ATGMs. Don't have to go for the veterans, just go for the trained ones. I tend to think being numerically stronger is very, very important. They will be very accurate as long as you have vision, and that's where your recon plays an important role. Bring in all the ATGMs that you can, because I doubt the tanks will be able to do much damage. I think they'll be very good at holding the guys back, but not the main damage dealing guys that you want to rely on. Okay, so I'm going to bring in some helicopters. I'm going to bring in this. The reason I bring in this is because again, it's cheap. Secondly, right, these guys have some infrared missiles that can target both helicopters and aircraft, give them a bit more protection. The Salamandra is 10 points cheaper, but they cannot defend against helicopters nor aircraft. So I think 10 points is pretty worth it. Now I'm going to try and go pretty heavy on the planes because these guys are mainly the damage dealers, sorry, of my deck. Right. So I'm gonna go for something right that provides good anti-aircraft. So this is a 4200 meters range against aircraft. I'm gonna bring in one, and I'm gonna bring in some napalm. The difference between these three variants, right, of Su-78s, it is the rate of fire as well as the number of missiles it carries. I like go for middle ground. Middle ground is pretty good, so I think 4 is good enough instead of 8. So I'm going to go for some. And I'm going to go for some cluster bombs, some very good ATGMs. I remember seeing some. Let me see where they are. Right, these are the ground missiles. You can see over here, the Selcos, and the I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but yeah, the anti-ground. So I'm going to go for these. I'm going to go for the one with more range because the price is 10 deployment points different, so I might as well go for something that's slightly better. Okay, so once these are done, I'm gonna go back and pick up another one. Oh, I don't have enough deployment points, so yeah, let's see what else we can bring in. Let's bring one more tank, and I'm gonna bring in another squad of T-72s, maybe the cheaper variants, and I'm going for numbers just to hold the NATO guys back. Yep. So I guess my deck is constructed, and this is what it looks like. The strengths, I believe, lies in the vehicles, the ATGM vehicles, as well as the planes. From what I understand, right, the cost of these planes are less than the NATO ones, although they are less effective. But if you bring in enough numbers, right, you should be able to deal sufficient damage. Your weaknesses lie in the tanks. They are not that powerful, so do not use them in 1v1 kind of situations. Bring in your vehicles, your ATGM vehicles, to help you. Use your infantry to hold the town, city, and forests. Yeah, so that's what you should be doing. Use your AA sparingly, and I think you should survive. Right. Alright, so this is my Polish deck, and I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna save, and I'm gonna try using it in the next episode. So do watch for it. Alright, see you guys. Signing out.